Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hotelier with the Accent and Dimitris. Today we have Ian with us. Hello, Ian.
Hi, hello.
Have you ever been in a restaurant and you are wondering what is happening at the kitchen? Have you heard anyone fighting in there? Probably yes.
Nearly every day.
So now is the time to know exactly what is happening because Ian, senior sous chef, correct?
Exactly.
He gonna tell us all the secrets, what is happening there. So tell me, why is it like something on the DNA of chefs that they are a bit more tempered, or you learn to be like this?
I think I had to learn to be like this because I'm not like this outside of work. I'm not like this. And to be honest, even at work, that's an old-fashioned mentality, I'd see it. Nowadays, actually, that doesn't help much.
Okay, so
But I do believe that in certain situations, you need to initiate that to get a different mentality around, but then still show your true colors in a sense after. Like still you need to be helpful, sensitive in a sense. You need to always be ready to help, even though you're above a team. You need to help, show examples.
I remember in almost all the hotels that I was working as a receptionist, as night auditor, as manager, that I could be the ruler of the hotel, but when it's coming to the point when the kitchen starts, I had to be very cautious.
Again, I think it's more the weight, the weight as a human being. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you know that during the day you have this, and that. You realize that maybe you haven't ordered enough or you haven't prepped enough. Luckily, luckily you always get by, you know?
You find the
You
solution.
always get by. You always get by.
Before we go to the more details of the kitchen, I would like to know how is your career with hospitality started?
Mine was a very particular one, if I may. As in, I started very late at the age of 23, after many years of thinking whether I should do the step or not, because I come from a family with basically we have a shop and it has been in the family running for 40 years. That has nothing to do with the catering industry completely. So from when I was young, my aim was always to take over that shop. So that was my responsibility. That's how I felt. But then along the way, after many years, after many cookings at home and getting angry about something that didn't work or throwing food on the floor because I'm angry and my mom gets angry as well, I had decided to do this step to go into a hotel as a like an internship. Like an
Okay.
internship.
And you started direct in a hotel.
Yes,
Mhm.
luckily I had a contact in the hotel, in one of the very good hotels in Hotart. Um, uh, who there I found a chef that believed in uh, in me, because back then I don't think we
What year was that?
it was it was 2018.
Okay,
So
so
2020 we had COVID, and 2018 I
you
started
start.
basically. Back then we didn't have any problems with staff, so this chef, he could have just told me,
Six
sorry,
nine.
but I don't have time for any of these things, which would have been fair enough. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But no, I had an hour interview with this chef, and I had to tell him everything what I had, and basically he noticed that I wasn't being fulfilled at my work, and he gave me an opportunity, and he didn't just leave me behind the bench just peeling potatoes or cutting onions. No, there was a plan. There was a plan.
Well done to the people that they are
There was a plan.
giving
And
opportunities, huh?
I wish that there's more people who actually go into it if they think that that's what they want to do. And all hotels and even restaurants, they give the opportunity for that. They give it. Um, uh, especially at the moment. There's the need, there's the need, so it's a win-win for everyone.
Even if you don't know that you like it, it's good to go and experiment to
Definitely,
to see if it's something for you or not.
definitely. So that was when I was 23 years old. After that, um, uh, I've been to quite a different variety of restaurants and hotels abroad and in Malta, which helped me because then, of course, the door is open, but then it's up to you whether whether you go in that door or not. And you know, I had my adventures. Had my adventures. Let's say like that. I'm not a person that sticks to a place for more than 2 to 3 years,
Okay.
especially since I started late in the industry. I had to push, push, push. And when I say push, all the chefs that will hear this, they understand 100% what I mean by hours. The hours, the hours, the hours. I did the first 2 to 3 years before COVID, doing a full-time job at this hotel and then as well a part-time job in a fine dining restaurant as a as nothing. I just go from one place from 7 a.m. in the morning till 3 p.m. and then from half three in the other place till 11 and then you go home and then you start
Do you,
again the
do you
day.
regret this?
No,
No?
no, not at all. Actually, the more you work, the more you feel like a king when you go home.
Yes, yes.
That's
And
it.
as I say to people that they start in hospitality in general, is you don't waste these hours. It's an investment to yourself and your career.
That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. And again, I was very lucky. I was very lucky that I found that opportunity where I started. Because nowadays, after many years, I am back with the same mentors
Ah, okay.
because they changed company. And after many years, one of the mentors at that hotel, he contacted me telling me, listen, I'm starting a new job as a head chef in another hotel, and I need some help. Would you mind? I mean, if you can you come and help like 4 hours and every now and then? I'm like, at that point, I was having a break, if I'm being honest, but I had done already a month not doing nothing, but I was relaxing. But I came at the end of this month and I was getting
It's
bored,
about
so
time.
it came exactly on time. And I went and I did 12 hours first day, and then again I went the day after. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's always, especially when you can see that you're helping, especially when you can see that. Listen, if I didn't show up,
Mhm.
it's
Would
not
be a
because it's
problem.
me, because if a person didn't show up, it's gonna be a mess,
Yes.
And then I fell in love with the situation. To be honest, I fell in love with the mess, if
Yes,
I can
yes.
say.
Is some people they like to be stressed, but healthy stress. Sometimes healthy stress is coming with unhealthy stress, of course. But
Stress nowadays comes when you have a day off and you don't know what you're gonna do.
yes, how to
That's how
cover your hours.
that's how I see
And first of all, you are senior
it.
sous chef.
Exactly.
Probably a lot of our viewers they know already what is the position, but what is the difference between sous chef, senior sous chef, head chef, and how someone can progress on this? Like how you start and
It goes more on to admin work.
okay,
Like my day-to-day job is when I go in the morning, I go up to have a look at breakfast to see that everything's running smoothly. Then you tackle all the small jobs like emails, like functions, orderings that coming up the week. But that's the line between the rest and the admin people, the top. In our case, we are three, for example. We are three. There is the head chef who takes care of the menus. He's going all the way, like constantly, constantly, constantly. Even if you go to the office to talk to him, he's always there, but still at the back of his head, he's doing stuff, doing other stuff. Then there's the executive sous chef as well, who goes more into the being there, understand? So the head chef is sometimes, he's hidden because that's what he needs to
yes,
be
yes.
doing, in offices, doing meetings, sorry, planning, planning. The executive sous chef is more into the mechanics of the whole thing, but on the outside when it comes to being in the kitchen. And then there's like me, the senior sous chef, that I am one-on-one with the executive sous, that we plan things together,
Okay.
and I learn from him, because one day I would love to, of course, always keep up with,
Yes.
and everyone else. So we all look up to each other a step. There's not no, it's not about going around and telling everyone what to do. So I don't see it like that. It's more like you showing them how to do it. Be patient,
Leading by example, right?
be patient, patience. That's the
Yes.
key, patience, which even I don't have sometimes. Even I don't have sometimes. When you know what's gonna happen during the day, when you know how long it'll be. Tomorrow there's another long day. Sometimes
Yes.
work becomes a bit. Yeah.
So what is helping you? What is motivate you to actually go the next day? Is it the team? Is it the place? Is the salary?
Believe, no, believe it or not, even though this might sound crazy, the harder the day is,
Hmm.
the more I want to go the day after. It has always been like that from day one. Yes, during that day, that hard day, you're
You
you know,
prefer to go back to the holidays.
exactly. But after that, especially when you know what's gonna happen exactly the day after, especially when you know that you need to go in the day after, you need to start with this, then that, then this. You have a meeting, you have that, you have that. When you know it's full, um, I am looking more forward to going. Yes, in the morning sometimes it's a bit harder to wake up, because that's when the bit of anxiety kicks in of the day. But then when you get up, you're fine. But if I'm being honest, and I'm sure there's a lot of chefs like me, that when there's a day that the hotel is quiet or the restaurant
No.
quiet, that's when it feels like wasting time. And as well, that's when you procrastinate the most.
Yes.
And that's when the mistakes happen.
You said before that we need to give opportunities. What are the minimum, like if someone wants to pursue a career at in the kitchen? So how someone starts? You said that you did an internship, but what is the skills that you need to have?
Skills, if I'm being honest, skills, it's mainly, I know this might sound a bit stupid, but it's common sense.
Common sense.
Common sense. It's common sense. And when I say common sense, it's just before you actually try to do something, think a bit. I explain, I show you, try to absorb what you can. And then if you don't understand me, ask again. It's fine. It's fine. But think a bit before.
Yes.
I notice a lot of people, for example, a lot of chefs, that since you are there, apologies, since you are there, they ask you. They ask you everything. Like you tell them, listen, this function is for you today. I want you to try and think on yourself. Don't ask me questions if possible. But then when you get stuck, okay, go for it. Tell me, but they see you there, and they're constantly asking you, asking you, asking you. When it's sometimes it's just, it's okay. Use this instead of that. It's basic common sense
But do
sometimes.
you think this is coming from phobia of previous experience with people that managers that or chefs that micromanage these these people?
I think it's more
Do you
the
see it?
knowledge you have around the catering, like
Uh-huh.
the old-fashioned mentality when it comes to managing. I think everyone thinks that the kitchen is all shouting and throwing pans. Nowadays, you actually cannot be like that, because you lose stuff. You
Yes.
lose stuff. You lose stuff. While I was learning certain things, I was turning to become a person like that without knowing, because you get the pressure. But no, it's not
Uh,
the way.
You need
It's
to,
another way forward.
it's evolution in the kitchen,
And
right?
afterwards, you realize that I taught myself slowly on how to not, be so impulsive when things happen.
Yes.
Just take a step back. If you need to go out, go into a bathroom, scream, whatever, come back, takes things slowly.
No, this is what I always say that we need to work with ourselves in order to not only to do our tasks, but our behavior, how to be. And you will be different than the other ones when you will be professional.
Yes.
and this is how you progress your career, and then opportunities are coming, as you said, and people they're gonna ask you. It's not only that you are looking all the time; it's opportunities will come to you, and it's up to you to take it.
100%, 100%. I had 50% of the opportunities coming up because I looked for them. The other 50 came up because a connection came up
Yeah, someone
on
said
the
something.
previous experience, and that's what catering is. Luckily, I'm very lucky that whenever I found whenever I get sort of not bored to work in Malta, but maybe deep down I'm a person that I like to travel. You know?
Mhm.
I have the perfect job for that. The perfect job. Whoever's in the industry, that's the perfect job to travel and do what you love. I've had the opportunity to work a bit in the Caribbean, for example, for 6 months as a task force, they call it. When it's a task force, it's because they have a busy period and they get people from abroad that they can work for that period only.
Okay, like seasonal job,
Like a
kind of.
seasonal job, exactly. I loved it. No, I loved it.
And you got the experience, you
Uh,
learn things.
oh, I didn't get the time to visit much the places. Caribbean, yes, but
Also a lot of hours, right?
a lot of hours. That's even more of hours, because you go there, they give you a nice package, accommodation, flights, everything, good wage, but you have to give something back. And giving back is you being constantly on call to work or go in villas to cook, be with them for a couple of days, cook for them breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything, be their private chef. That's what it is over
No,
there.
I when I start also hospitality, because in Greece, comparison with Malta, we are quite seasonal,
Mhm.
the whole hospitality, and it was like for 3 months, no day off, unlimited hours, 7 in the morning, 11 afternoon, and this is when you start building your character. But I wouldn't do it again. I don't know.
There are certain experiences in my past where I'd say I wouldn't do it again, but then again, I know that if I didn't do it, I'm not where I am.
Yes, yes, for sure,
100%,
for sure.
100%. I've had places where I've went for very short stages, like you go there, but for the experience, just a week or two, depends on the agreement you have, and you work for free. I've had places where I was constantly looking at the door, telling myself, should I leave? Should I stay? Should I leave? Should I stay? You see people leaving, and the chef doesn't care if they, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
notice you're here. Okay. And then
Five, no, but 5 years.
I stuck it up. I stuck
Yeah.
it up. I stayed there. I did dirty jobs, but then I observed. And even just being there, I came back, and this was only after 6 months of experience that I had. I just sent an email. I didn't even have a CV back then, of course, because it was only 6 months after I started with my old mentors. And let me just send an email explaining everything that I had told to the chef that gave me the opportunity to be in that hotel. And of course, I thought that I would never get an answer back because this restaurant in London was back then pushing for a third Michelin star when it was still a two
Wow.
Michelin star. Nowadays is one of the top 10 in the world. Um, uh, and I got an email the day after 9 a.m. I woke up, I just checked my emails, and listen, we'd like to have a phone interview with Lou, with you. Just let us know when you can. So and I went back to my job. I spoke with my chef, and
You are leaving.
you're not because of leaving, but he's like, I don't think I would go if I were you. But he didn't say it in a bad because nowadays I know. He wanted to mean that I might go there and come back not wanting to work in the kitchen anymore because it's so intense. He told me I loved what they do. I love what they do. Um, uh, we were talking about this particular restaurant where he knew exactly what I'm talking about. And the first thing he gave me was a smile. But then he's like, listen, he's like, think about it well. I wouldn't start with something like that because I had 6 months only in experience and I went for a two-star in London. And he's like, up to you.
Right deep
Like I,
inside.
like, it's like up to you. But I'm letting you know how it is. I went home a bit upset, because I thought he's gonna be like, that's nice, that's really good, well done, that's really good. And I still emailed them. I gave them my number. I told them I can do the phone call tomorrow if you'd like. And Tomorrow I woke up. The day after I woke up, we did the phone interview, and we set up a date for me to go for just a week stash. Just a week stash. I went back to work. I told him, it's like, it's like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. But I went, and again, that was one of the worst experiences of my life. Yes.
Okay.
I met some famous people there as well, but still, but those things are what make it very good. But it was, I have to say
Was
that
not
it was,
Gordon Ramsay, right?
no, but it
No.
was David Beckham.
Ah,
It was
okay.
David Beckham. It was David Beckham. But still, even though that was the worst experiences of my life, I consider it as the most valuable one. Okay, the most valuable one, because that gave me a big of a reality check.
Yes.
Like, wow, that's how it is.
A shock like
That's how it is. From 7 a.m. till 11 p.m., running, 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 running. Everyone, all you hear and see is people running, backs, corners, backs. 60 for lunch, 60 for dinner, fresh lunch, fresh dinner. You see them changing everything, cleaning everything, every single utensil they have. It's crazy. They survive on the breakfast they eat at 10 a.m. while doing briefing, and everyone's thin but eating, just to survive through the day. And then they stop again at 6. And then after a long shift of 12 hours, I was like, finally, I think we're done. I think we're done.
they
But
go.
no, stay running. Stay, and I'm asking, I'm like, why? Because we need to do the prep list, run home to sleep at least 6.5 hours instead of 6. Because if we take it easy, it's 6 hours of sleep. So tomorrow we can come back for a work. But they love it. I asked, how do you do it? Because I was there the first day I was done. First day, first day. Now I used to do the same hours here in Malta as well. Same hours. But the intensity there is something, and they told me before I left. They told me that here in Malta we're a bit pampered when it comes to intensity. But they are places, two Michelin, three Michelin, they
But
have,
I think also Malta is changing with the sense of the quality is getting higher.
yes,
The
that, yes,
competition is getting quite
yes.
like you need to have a proper level.
100%, 100%. The only thing is that, like I said, there's not many people waiting for there's not many people fighting for a job.
Mhm.
Understand? So we have to treat the staff even more carefully, because
Yes.
you know that if you don't, he'll just leave and find another job. When it comes to places like the two Michelin, three Michelin in London, there's such a big line waiting for
Yes.
people to work with them that they can practically do whatever they want. You know, whatever they want.
For
So
sure. Now that we are coming to Malta, how is how fine dining and proper like how you incorporate the because when I came first in Malta, I saw just a few restaurants traditional Maltese food, and I was a bit disappointed because I know that you get the taste of a country from the food.
yeah.
Uh, do you incorporate traditional recipes in your work, or it's quite difficult nowadays?
It's it's not difficult. It's more into what you aim for as a chef. I see it. When it comes to working in a small restaurant, it's more easier to do that. But when it comes to working in a hotel, there needs to be more of an easy setup
Mhm.
of recipes and dishes so that everyone can do the same. That's the difference. If it comes to a small restaurant, there's a small team, everyone is capable to do that. If not, there's someone else
Yeah.
coming to work with us. It's fine. And you can focus on. I think we're living in an era of chefs that want to give memories to remind you what you used to eat with your grandma, with your mom. It was there in the beginning. Us hearing that was super nice. In my opinion, now everyone wants to try and do that.
Yes, the
There's a word
experience, the
to there's a
experience.
word with melancholy, something like that. That reminds you in past experiences. You just taste something and that reminds me of my grandma. And
But how easy it is to succeed this?
it's a fine line. There's once you get, so basically when it comes to fine dining, I think, but of course everyone has different opinions, but when it comes to fine dining, I think you read the recipe, you understand the skill, After you understand the skill, then you can adapt it to whatever you want. Okay, that's part of the common sense, so to say. It's reading, understanding, and adapting it. How to adapt?
Yes,
How to adapt a recipe from a fine dining to implementing certain dishes that your family used to do, your grandma used to do back in the past, 70s, 60s.
sweet memories.
Sweet memories that, like, I used to go to my aunt, and that's where I saw the first time, for example, couscous bil-foul, we call it, which is like a broth made out of chicken bones and then pork as well. And you render it, you reduce it, and then you put some bacon in, there's some pasta, small pasta, chichiri, like sort of. As well, you have carrots, like carrots, courgettes, onions, and then you get an egg as well. Egg and what we call the Maltese cheeselets, plain it, fresh cheese. You know, your grandma used to go to the farmer, gets she gets everything from there, and she does this couscous food. Um,
But this where you can find it now in Malta.
Now in Malta, as it is, couscous food, there's only a
Yes.
couple of places that I can think about, which are more of wine bars that give you the experience of being in at your grandma's house, like for example, which is a very nice experience. You don't, if you want, you don't even ask what you're gonna eat. You go in,
They
you pay a certain amount of money, um, uh, and just food just comes slowly, slowly, slowly in these old-fashioned plates, like you had your
no,
grandma. Exactly, exactly. But no, in fine dining restaurants, of course, you won't find that kind of soup exactly as it is. But they
no.
elevate it. They elevate it. Like I worked in a place where we did a fake yolk, for example, to make it look like an egg. When you cut into it, it oozes like an egg, but it's carrots, for example. It's a
Okay.
carrot liquid. You know, we played around that. The base of the soup was as it used to be, exactly. So when you get the first flavors fast
Boom.
immediately. But then you notice certain things. Ah, that's not an egg, that's carrots. You know, and then you get into asking, how did you do this? That's what I like, for example, to explain, because certain
Just to say the story of the plate.
exactly, and certain things we managed to do were some of them quite difficult to be done. Like sort of you get a skill from this recipe, another skill from that recipe, something you read in the past, you combine everything, you try it out, it doesn't work, you try it out again and again and again. Finally, it works. Why? And you get the exact reason why it now worked. It has to be like this, if not like this. Sometimes it's just a millimeter, for example, of a measurement or a weight or a heat, a degree.
A lot of work, huh?
It is, it is, it is, it
A
is,
lot of
it
effort.
is. Unfortunately, in Malta, we're not really appreciative of that yet.
Yeah.
Yet, you know,
No, we said
yet.
evolution is coming.
Yes, yes.
Now that we say evolution, now I'm gonna change a bit. Take you about our favorite topic in the show. Uh, do you incorporate technology in the kitchen? And not only uh, could be a device that you have, could be a kitchen that is smart kitchen, can be anything. Do you see this coming in the kitchen?
So, it's not my style. How's that? It's not my style in a sense that even for me to plan my day at work, when I go in, I get a notepad, paper, and a pen. That's it. I can't take out my phone and write my meeting with that person or this booking, whatever. I can't. Pen and paper, because while you're walking around, talking to everyone, greeting everyone, you can, "Huh, he said that, write it down. This, write it down, like that. I need to take out my phone every time, and it's not like that. So, but then when it comes to technology, I see it more for the admin work of it, because you it connects you with the rest of the teams around the hotel in a case of a hotel, and I believe that that has to be a priority, where You don't need to walk 5, 10 minutes to speak to someone, but you can actually listen. We need this, and that. Can you sort that out? Yes, and we help each other.
Maintenance, housekeeping, to
Exactly.
come fast.
All in one. And luckily, where I work at the moment, we have a team of, for example, you mentioned maintenance. We have a team of maintenance that I've never seen in a hotel like that. You message, yeah, coming. Okay. You see him behind you, done, fixed, ready. Sometimes you wait maybe for some orders because they need to order some equipment, but I've never seen anything like it in a hotel, to be honest.
So it's improving, the whole system is improving your,
Improving.
and it's improving your work because you are more efficient.
I think it's more the mentality that comes from above. I think if everyone is happy, if there's, for example, a general manager that everyone's happy with, everyone's gonna work their best. That's what I think. It all goes down to that, I think. Once you get okay, then you find certain colleagues that are what we call the black sheep, sort of. They are there currently because we need hands, but if possible, it's not because you have anything against the person. It's just certain people are either not cut out for it, but it's not that. They make you notice that they're not cut out for it because they are either lazy, and then and
They,
not
they
and
don't do any effort.
no, and you can tell, you can tell. But you have to be patient in that as well,
Yes.
because they are the people showing up at the moment. So, you try to help as much as you can. You try to even give opinions on how they can improve, or you can help them maybe even find something better for them if they would want. But it's not easy.
So everyone, there are opportunities in the kitchens. They are waiting. So if you have the skills, or even if you don't have them and you want to have them, go in the kitchen.
It's I'm pretty sure you'll come in and go out differently. It can be a change. It can be a change for many people. I've seen people leaving the industry. I've seen people leaving in the industry, especially in COVID times, and most of them came back. Most of them came back because it gives you something particular that you won't find in any other job. And I genuinely wish that everyone tries it one time or another, which is impossible, but that's the
So we don't have the syndrome of Stockholm, that after a while we get used to the stress and we want more and more.
Well, no. Not everyone's the same. I'm pretty sure
True.
that I've seen people that as soon as they come in, I'm like, he's gonna last. He's
Ah,
gonna last
okay.
immediately. It's gonna last. You see some people where you say this is gonna take a
Right.
long time, or you'll have to make a bigger effort to see where the person fits, because everyone fits somewhere. Everyone fits somewhere, and I've seen that. Sometimes very surprisingly, where the person is we've given up from this person here, for example, the chef here, but once we've put him here, all of a sudden he's
So very
glowing.
good.
He's glowing. So that's when you learn something again. So
So try.
exactly.
So before we close, what is the advice that you would like to give to the new people in that they want to, or they start already, or there are some rules, there are some steps, there are something that you would like to share for the new people in hospitality and especially in the kitchen that you would like to tell them?
Be patient and ambitious. That's it. Those two. Be patient and ambitious, because without those two, one helps the other. To succeed in your ambition, you have to be patient. Without any of them as well, you might as well not wake up in the morning and go to work, because you're doing something that you don't like. And I've been in something like that, and it drained me. Luckily nowadays, I found what I wanted to do.
Yes, yes. No, it's very important, as you said, to wake up and you want to go to this place.
Yes. Yes. And again, whoever out there is or maybe has always been thinking about going into the kitchen, it's very easy, so to say. It's very easy. You just need to speak, communicate, ask, and
Common sense.
common sense. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Ex-
Come in with an open mind, and you'll be
Exactly.
okay. You'll be okay.
Perfect. So at this point, I would like to thank Ian for
My
joining
pleasure.
us today.
Thank you for having me here.
It's really an honor having someone coming from your level talking
Thank you
with
so
us.
much.
For everyone, thank you for listening. Please share on YouTube, on Spotify, or on our website, Hotelier with the Accent. And see you again next week.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.